What a test match we are having. Outstanding performance from the Indian tail. What that has done is again put the game in balance, though you'd still say England slightly with their noses ahead because they have a first innings lead. Also India have to bat last, but thanks to the 90 by Dhruvjurel, who, believe you me, deserved 100. If anyone deserved 100, it was Dhruvjurel. But out for 90, fifer for Bashir. We have a very interesting story about Bashir coming in. Very interesting factoid which nobody knows till now. We will share live and exclusive only on Sports Today. Never heard story before. But that's for little later. Let's right now celebrate the partnership that we've seen first between Jurel and Kuldeep Yadav. Then Jurel and AajTak. My God, is he a decent bat?
Fastest 50 in first class cricket.
18 balls.
Against Jharkhand he had hit.
8 sixes.
He has hit some 36 sixes in first class cricket.
Yes.
In 30 odd matches, 38 matches, 36 sixes.
So he is India's version of Tim Southee.
He probably is.
He is.
But the credit should go to the fact that he's such an aggressive batter, yet hung around for 29 deliveries for 9 against his natural game. He did that because the team required it, and I think there is a lot for everyone to learn, not from Jurel, we'll talk about Jurel, but a lot of your top order batters need to learn from an AajTak, the kind of patience that he showed, the kind of temperament that you need to survive in these conditions, all of that coming up.
Even Kuldeep.
Oh, Kuldeep is, I mean, don't even count him as a tail ender. Siddharth does.
No.
But Kuldeep.
You did.
No,
I did not.
I did not.
I said you talk about the last recognized batting pair, Kuldeep has to be
And
there.
everybody agreed with that. Now you're suddenly flip-flopping,
Yeah,
isn't
that
it?
happens. Whoever
They
takes the
asked you
lead.
the
will-
But
question.
I was the one who stated that he has gotten a 50 in Bangladesh and he has hit a 40 also.
But you didn't count him as the last recognized batting
Who
pair.
did?
You did.
Who did?
You
Who did?
You said Ashwin and Jadeja.
Did you count him?
I asked you. Where?
Right.
No, you
never
also
asked me
didn't
the
count
question.
him.
You never
If
asked
you
me the
had
question.
counted him, then I can understand, okay, I can eat my words all over again. But no one can eat their words this time around.
Eat your words and
No.
have egg on your face all over again. You're ready to do it.
I am ready to do it.
But right now, I say he's batting better than
He is.
Ashwin also.
he is. See, anything
He's
that
looking
can go
better.
wrong, anything that can go wrong is going wrong for Ashwin. With the bat, with the ball, this series, I mean, like Harshad and I were just talking about, this is the first time in his home career that he's averaging more than 35 in a test series.
At
First
the
time
moment,
ever.
48.
Overseas, he's done that 40, 60, and all.
60.
Is it because for the first time in his career he's getting such flat tracks
No.
at home?
No.
He's got before.
He's gotten flat tracks before.
This flat? No. I mean, see, the tracks he'd get for more would spin day 4, 5. Some of the tracks here you've gotten are way flatter, and I don't think it's down to that. I think it's the fact that for now 4, 5 years he's gotten used to bowling on gaddas. Now you're having to recalibrate. It takes a little time.
So that's my question.
In a way, yes.
Yeah. So the law of,
Yeah, you agreed.
also the law of averages
can
has to
disagree.
catch up. Also the law of
He's-
averages
he's
has to
been-
catch up.
So what is the reason? What is the one reason? Because he's not getting the gaddas that he gotten used to, or law of averages?
Law of average plus he's not found his ideal length on these tracks.
I don't think it's a matter of skill set or the pitch. Let's say I think his skill set's good enough for him to be doing well. If let's say a debutant or people who are just into the second test match can do so well, and Ravichandran Ashwin also can. Just that, and like I said yesterday, possibly it could be the things back home that are still having an impact on his mind. Maybe he doesn't have his head in the right place at the moment, which is why he looked out of sorts.
Maybe we're not
Yeah,
giving.
let's not forget that one other reason. He had
And
family trouble.
also,
And he came back. That was his commitment.
Yep.
He must.
And also, I think England, when they came here, they have played him much better. As compared to the previous years, I think England's batters have had a real plan against him, and they're executing it well against Ashwin.
They made him duck it, the kind of attack that he's unleashed in him. Folks, the other day, to get a Ravichandran Ashwin to pull his length back so much that he looked short most of the times. Think that that's something that they've come up with and they've executed really well.
Also with Ashwin, he's fallen victim to what I call the Pep Guardiola syndrome. He's trying too many things.
Yeah.
Wearing his run-ups.
But Pep Guardiola has been winning the league now.
But that's and he's doing it by actually not doing too much.
But the thing is,
What
Guardiola would usually do that in the final in which Ashwin doesn't play.
Poor guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does not.
He doesn't play World Cup final or a WTC final. He's only played one WTC final.
Okay, coming back to the stars. Let's look at the positive. It's been an outstanding session for the Indian team. Taking nothing away from the batters, one thing I must point out, and this is what we said yesterday, that the first 1.5 hour is going to be brilliant for batting. The effect of the roller that you have, that tends to be there for the first hour and a half. And if you notice, the pitch, which was looking almost unplayable, the final session yesterday, had no demons in it. I can think of 1 or 2 balls that kind of stayed lowish, but other than that, it was a good surface to bat on. And the good thing is, it can be a good surface, but your batters don't make most of it, which they did. So Dhruvjurel, fantastic. Imagine the man just playing his second innings, his second test match, second innings, and plays such an innings of maturity. If it had been 100, it would have been one of the finest hundreds from a wicketkeeper, Indian wicketkeeper batter in the history. You would have picked a few punts inning, I'm 100% sure, but this inning would have been there, especially if India then went on to win the match. Even now, 90 is brilliant. I will not, say that because he did not reach the 100-run mark, it's any less. Just that in public memory, those 100 stay, and so whenever you're going to be talking about it, you'll remember. But if India go on to win, then I think this 90 will be spoken of for a very long time. Yes, conditions became good, but the way he played. Also, the best thing about Jurel, has the defense, has the attack.
Yeah.
Could just seamlessly move between defense and attack, has a very compact technique, which is showing you that he's fit enough to play test cricket, has the temperament of playing test cricket, attacking when the need be, defending, and the other skill, which is very rare, even in some top order batsmen you don't find, the art of playing with the tail.
Yeah.
Today he did that and was very smart. Once or twice it did happen where the strike changed early on in the over, but more often than not it was either the second last ball, the last ball. Very smartly he did. Sometime Ben Stokes was smart enough, would earlier in the over entice him, that go for a 4, sometimes spread the field so that he doesn't hit a 4. He found ways around it. Would still hit a 4 if you spread the field. If you bought the 4, would still take a chance and hit a 4. So in every aspect of the game today, Dhruvjurel, is he the jewel in India's crown? Dhruvjurel in India's crown?
Yeah, I mean, see, two
in this
innings
at least.
Yeah, 2 innings, 46 and a 90 that he's hit. He's already hit 136 runs in 2 innings. Compare it with KS Bharat, 12 innings, 221. So already in 2 innings, he's made up for most of the runs that KS Bharat never gave you.
Okay, hypothetical question. What if same situation KS Bharat was batting, where would India be?
India would have had a deficit of over 100.
He didn't show you much promise.
Not with the bat.
Even his biggest backer is saying that.
Yeah.
You've got to
No,
admit
that's
that
fine.
he was given his fair chances.
What would have happened, Harshit, if today there was Bharat and no Jurel? Same situation, you come,
Bharat batting with Kuldeep.
you come into the day's play. What would be the situation now?
You would then have been looking at, given the averages and
Not looking at what would have been happening right now.
Deficit of over 100, England would have extended it to 150.
England would have batted by now.
Then you won't
Which
be.
they are anyway going to be batting.
Even
in the
before
first
lunch.
session itself.
Then it wouldn't be God save the king. You'd be hoping God could save India.
Yeah. So in England would have extended the lead to 150 if that was the case.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, see, they would have gotten out in under 30 runs or something, and then England would have extended it to about 50-60 runs more. So
KS Bharat wouldn't have even gotten to 30 odd runs, which
very difficult. I mean, see,
What's his career best test score?
it's 40.
41, I think.
40.
God.
Wait,
Yeah,
I just
in Delhi, I
had
think
it
he scored
open.
those
1
40 odd
second.
runs.
1 second. 44.
Yeah.
44 is his best.
Was it in Delhi?
Yes, Delhi. 221 runs in 12 innings and 136. So he's only 85 away. Dhruvjurel in just 2. And see, the best part about it is, whatever were the shots in a spread out field, he hit straight down the ground. Straight.
All those 4 sixes have been in the week.
Yes. And he was not enticed. Okay, I will go for my shot. This field was spread out. There were fielders stationed at long on, mid wicket. Stokes had said, okay, you want to take the hit, you can hole out. But he didn't hole out. Every shot was clean, from the middle.
He
Or
almost
did they do it
rolled out
once?
to to Ollie
In
Robinson.
That but that was a pull shot which burst through his leg.
No,
No,
hands
it was
were-
but
almost through his hands.
it took the fingertips and went.
Yeah, but that's the luck you ride.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
That was Jurel's catch.
Yeah, it was Jurel's catch. That was.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a
went
pull
through
shot.
the hand. Yeah.
That was a pull
That
shot.
was Jurel.
Yeah. So that is why, and look at it, 177 for 7. Your last 3 have stitched a partnership of 130.
76 Kuldeep and
40 with Akashdeep and 14 if you look at it with Siraj. So batting with the tail, a certain VVS Lakshman had that quality, batting with the tail and getting India to a very good total. So that's where Jurel's knock I think stands out for the sheer fact, not ruffled, absolutely calm, field spread no problem, field closing no problem, calm.
And look
head.
at that strike rate of 60, pretty
Yeah,
good in test
60.4.
matches. Yeah, Jaiswal came with that kind of strike rate and we praise how aggressive he is.
Yep.
Jurel also 60 plus strike rate.
And also, see the first wicket also, luck went with England. I mean, see, it was a bottom edge onto the boot of Kuldeep and it rolled. Otherwise, he did not look like getting out. The way how he was, okay, when Robinson switched to round the wicket,
Then he was trouble.
then he was trouble. But that happens because if you go round the wicket, that angle sometimes can trouble you. But Kuldeep hung in. But going onto the boot and going back onto the
It
stump
was
is
actually
very
good
unlucky.
thinking, I think, from England to be switching and then, coming in with the angle, because otherwise he looked very comfortable, Kuldeep, and you weren't able to, ruffle his feathers even one bit.
And that's what this page, I mean, even Paras Mamre, I tend to believe in what he has said in the press conference yesterday. Like, see, it is not a rank turner. No. Whatever is hitting the crack, there is subtle turn, but it's the uneven bounce that is there on this wicket.
Absolutely.
The
But,
uneven bounce was the thing that caused Kuldeep to
but
hop
who actually called it a rank turner? Nobody
No one
did.
called it a rank turner.
Nobody.
It was believed to be at
Believed.
the start.
Yeah, at the
because
start.
of the dryness
No,
and those
no.
pictures
Even
and those
believe-
comments
no.
coming in from the English camp.
I don't know, but
even they didn't say anything
Yeah,
about it being a
if you
rank
see, at least you see our coverage. I don't know about everyone else. I only see Sports Today. So if you saw Sports Today's coverage, we had said it right from the start that this will be the most spin-friendly pitch in the series, but not a rank turner.
Yeah.
The most helpful for spinners, but not a rank turner. And even now, it's not offering that much grip and turn. The trouble is because of the uneven bounce every time is hitting the crack. But every time you get a roller on, the first hour or so is fantastic to bat on.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. And I'm sure when England come out to bat now, they'll also enjoy that initial period in the beginning. But India's best chance would be the fast bowlers in Siraj and Akashdeep, even in those tough conditions, use the new ball, pick up early wickets, and then an hour later the pitch will start deteriorating and then you can get England out.
Yeah.
Because even now they are at 46 runs
46,
ahead,
yeah.
which is on this pitch where you're saying maybe 200, 250 is going to be tough to chase. 46 and all is good. So you are looking at, let me go past 150 and then I'm in the game. For England, going past 150, they're in the game, and India from the start will be under pressure. What happens is that you have to now dismiss them early. You are saying that, listen, I can't allow them to go over 200.
Yeah.
Allowing them to go over 200 is tough. And when you are just going to be defending something as small as 200, every 4 or a couple of boundaries in an over, now you suddenly then as captain are like, what do? I need wickets, but I also can't be leaking too many runs. That's the problem that India will find themselves in. But I also trust this Indian bowling lineup. As soon as you got 2 sessions, you may have 2 sessions which won't be great to bat on. For them to dismiss a lot of English batters today. They'll have to do that to have any chance in this test match.
Yeah, I mean, see, your England are starting on 46 for no loss. Okay, so that itself is a slight psychological advantage that they have. After 150, every run will start to make the Indian camp tense. After 150, England can commit harakiri like what they did in Rajkot. Fall out for 122 also. Because see, now looking at the Hartley dismissal of Jurel, what happened? It was angled in and then it spun. That delivery spun because he gave it more revs. Jadeja, if you look at it on this wicket, which is slowly crumbling now, he holds the key. It is Jadeja who holds the key because in extremely good conditions for batting, he was the guy who ensured that he got 4 wickets. So here, it's not crumbling as quickly as the pitch is expected to be. It is still quite firm. It is slow turn, but that is typical of Ranchi. Slow turn. 46 for no loss. If England can just lose about 3-4 but stretch the lead past 150, 175, then you will be worried.
See, I think what they'll do is, and this is an obvious strategy considering how they play, they'll put the roller on now. They get the chance. 1.5 hour that you know the pitch is going to be good, they're going to tell everyone, go hell for leather. Doesn't matter how many wickets you lose, score quickly. Because if you score quickly, get the best use out of the pitch at that point in time, then you're in the game. Get about 100, 120 runs. After that, switch modes. If you lose a couple of wickets, you know that they're the batters. Now they've shown that contrary to popular belief, they can also play sensibly. Play a little sensibly, go on till the 4th day, 2nd session maybe, 1st session, declare then, get past 200, 250 runs. I think on a deteriorating pitch.
Because see, now England will have figured out a bit of AajTak. So they'll play him with much more maturity. As they tried in the first innings, they also wanted to go hell for leather. But then AajTak himself stated, I wanted to swing it away wide the crease, but it came in. So he was not getting movement in the air, he was getting it more through his skill set. There was not much movement of the cracks also. So will the cracks come into play now? Good length area that is troubling England a lot.
The cracks will 100% come into play. They've widened. Actually, if you look at the close up, every time the ball's going there, the cracks have widened as the day has progressed. So day 3 will be worse, day 4 will be worse, and so on and so forth. It'll happen. And right now you can see that. Just that the roller effect doesn't allow that to happen. Again, it'll be interesting to see the kind of roller that England opt for also.
Light one.
Light would be the smarter thing for a long term because you're starting your innings right now. Heavy roller would make it much better.
But then when it deteriorates,
then is that. But again.
But that will get England spinners in the game on day 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but that's what I'm saying. It is a risk. It's a catch-22. But maybe you think that, okay, I'm already ahead. Let me take the heavy roller. Let me get amazing condition.
for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Let me do.
You
After
know,
that,
it is not that hot
deteriorate.
also. It is not, you're not having that much of sun also. It's cloudy in parts, it's sunny in parts. That is why it's not allowing the pitch to break up as quickly as you thought it would.
But then all the more reason to take the heavy roller. Reason number 2, day 5, there's a bit of a rain prediction.
Yeah, 67% chance of rain on
May as
day
well
5.
take the heavy roller and say, okay, try and get it done by day 4 because we may not get a day 5. I mean, we've seen them take bigger and more stupider risks than this.
True.
This is actually calculated.
Actually. Good on the young Bashir. Fifer.
44 wickets, 44 overs.
He did not stop bowling even in this first session. They were switching bowlers constantly. They took the new ball also. They had Robinson bowl along with him. They had Jimmy Anderson bowl with him. This man just kept bowling.
And that's the longest he's bowled. Like he's anyway not had a long career in the sense a lot of first class cricket being played either. And that's the longest spell ever for him.
Yep.
Almost 50% of England's over bowled by Shoaib Bashir. 44, 103 is what they've bowled.
Yep.
So the remaining have bowled about whatever 60 odd overs.
60 odd overs. Yeah, Tom Hartley was the next with 27 points.
Which in itself is
59 overs bowled by the rest of them.
Yeah.
And 44
So,
bowled by just Bashir.
a test match experience of 4 combined have bowled a total of 71 overs.
Now Ashwin better step up.
He has to step up now.
One off spinner in Shoaib Bashir with no experience who had a first class average of 67.
his jersey number.
No, jersey number, the reason is different. What is that? Ashwin will tell you.
But
I
it's been
didn't know.
debunked, no?
Yeah, it's been debunked.
It's been debunked.
It's been debunked.
No, Harshit shared the.
Oh, do we need a
Nobody
story about Mr. Bashir?
Yeah, Harshit is giving you exclusive. Why is Bashir's jersey
MR
number,
Bashir.
Why is Shoaib Bashir's jersey number 67? Please tell everyone. Exclusive. Tell now.
It's just that we're all.
First tell the story, then come up with your
That's
disclaimers
just a-
later. First tell the story.
So the guess was that possibly
Spoiled the story. Yeah.
possibly he could be wearing the number 67 on his back because his father's name could possibly be Shehzad. And what we heard from
Shehzad.
Shehzad, what we heard from Sarfaraz Khan, just applying the same logic. Just went on the internet, just try and
No,
see if this was actually
but
the
now
case.
you're saying guessing, but that time you were very confident. When you were telling us the story, you said his father's
That's his
name is-
dad's name.
Just went ahead and checked whether that was the case. Interesting enough, there was an article that was done by one of the portals which said that his father's name is Mr. Bashir.
So it could, your theory could still be right.
No, because
big
what did he find the actual name?
No.
Oh dear.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Then it could
He's
be.
got a world exclusive.
Harshit, well done. A world exclusive. Bravo.
But yeah, very good bowling performance from him.
Accurate. Very, very accurate.
And that's all he relies on really, because he's not a big turner of the ball. He relies on two things: consistently pitching it and that release point, that height, that release point, and that is exactly why England picked him. England's approach to picking spinners in this series was rudimentarily simple. We want guys who are tall. That's it. It's like how they picked the centre forwards back in the day.
yeah.
By the way, Dhruvjurel has done well, and guess what's trending on Twitter? Rajasthan Royals.
It's not a surprise. Who's the other batter who did well? Yashasvi Jaspal. Also,
Yes.
and I'll give you one better. Another reason it's trending is because I saw a story, then doing a short note later on. Bashir once attended a Rajasthan Royals Academy, this thing which was held in the UK.
Yeah.
Spoke to Shane Warne.
Shane
and everything.
Warne. Yep.
But that's unfair. Rajasthan Royal players are doing well, so Rajasthan Royals is trending. RCB player in Akashdeep has done well. Why is Royal Challengers Bangalore not?
And they won
Why?
yesterday. And they won
RCB are
yesterday.
gloating of their 2-run win that they had against the UP Warriors yesterday. Na? So they are busy with that.
Why KS Bharat is trending?
That though we know.
That's
We
pretty
discussed
obvious.
Bye-bye KS Bharat.
We have discussed that. We have
Everybody is like happy that bye-bye KS Bharat. I mean, come on, he hasn't done anything wrong in that sense.
Yeah, how
Who's
really
happy?
hasn't done anything wrong.
I mean, poor guy, you're celebrating as oh yes.
No,
good
it's celebrating,
riddance.
but the point is he didn't actually, you're saying he didn't do anything wrong. If he didn't do anything wrong, he would have been dropped.
I'm saying not as far as he's not hurt anybody's sentiments or all that kind of a thing. Yes, okay, 221
We have
runs.
heard the hardcore fans their sentiments.
What hardcore fans?
Like the Indian fans who must have been expecting in some match he'll step up. They must have heard their sentiments.
Indian cricket fans live in La La Land. As simple as that. We are all going to see, he's the next big thing, he's going to be great, he's going to do all these
Nobody said
things.
that.
Nobody said that about KS Bharat.
No, not KS Bharat, I'm talking about the current crop of players.
Oh.
Current crop of players, oh, our savior is here, our what's that other word that's there? Savior,
Messiah.
The Messiah has come and all that. Wait for 1-2 years more. Then
That too
let's
we
see.
also said.
I'm talking about the Indian cricket fans. So, let's see.
Okay, let's take some sval.
Yeah.
What do you think, by the way, before we go to the question, by the time he takes out the question for us, which we are still waiting. Because
He's not loading the question.
He's
He's
refused.
just cut off.
We don't want to see that, Shivam.
Yeah. We don't want to question.
We don't want these social media memes on KS Bharat. We don't
Poor KS.
want these fans to be nasty to him. I only want your, before we get to the questions, only want your prediction. What do you think happens in this test match now from here on? What is India restricting England to, you reckon? Okay, forget that. 46 run lead India has conceded. In terms of chances of winning this test match for India, you had almost negligible chances yesterday. What is the percentage chance today? Now,
50.1.
50.1. So
India winning.
India more chances than England.
Yes. The
You're
momentum
giving
is with them.
49.9 to England, 50.1 to India.
The momentum is with them after this partnership.
That's a big
46 runs.
That's a
I mean,
big call.
they would take it.
call. That's a big call. I wouldn't. I would still go 60-40.
That's what I was going to say. 60-40 with England, unless, and to be
60-40
fair, we know with them collapses can happen, but based on pure convention, where they are, 60-40 has to still be given
I'm
to them.
taking few things in account. One, a 46 run lead, almost a 50 run lead is going to be very valuable here. Secondly, India are batting last. So all of that put together, and one of your spinners has not been in great form, Ravichandran Ashwin, that's the other thing. And you're missing Jasprit Bumrah, say what you like, you're missing. So 60-40, I think India have made a very good comeback. I think yesterday I had said 75-25 in England's favour. This particular session has brought it down to 60-40 in England's favour. I'm not going to fluctuate as much as Siddharth, who said no chance for England yesterday, for India
I
yesterday.
had a very conservative estimate, 40-60. I had said 40% India, 60% England. You told me I had the most conservative estimate of the lot. So
And
now
now-
it's come down to 50 India, 50.1, 49.9 England.
I
Did he
remember
say
saying,
65?
I remember saying 80-20 and I gave India 10% chance if the lead was around 100 runs, but now that that's not the case, I still think if I was just to increase it, then I would say still 62-38, something like that. Not
You
even-
could have said 60-40 what we said, but he wanted to be different, so he's done 62.
62-38.
Should have gone either 70-30 or like Siddharth. Siddharth's been the most optimist of us here right
50.1,
now.
49.9.
So he's saying,
because I think I'm backing on an England collapse.
sure. No. You could, at the end of the day, you could be right. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I think the target that I see India restricting England to is
Target.
100. Yeah, the target 175.
So they're getting
Target.
130.
Yeah, they're getting all out for 130.
Whoa. I don't.
That's something.
I don't think the target's going to be. It'll be one hell of an effort if the target's below 200 from the Indian bowlers. I think the target will be over 200 most likely, but I don't put it past India to chase it down. But depends how much more than 200. I think that's where the game would be decided.
Because see, in these kind of conditions, it's a very tricky pitch situation at this point in time. England, if they go for an attack, which I don't think they should, because they will lose more wickets in that sense. I'll tell you why.
They're going for it.
If they go for it, you will see a cluster collapse. Because see, Akashdeep and Siraj, what happened? Siraj was off colour, by the way, in the first innings. He looked to struggle, but Akashdeep, he got those 3 wickets. How? By England wanting to go after them. They wanted to go after the debutant, but it didn't work for them. So here, if they do that same kind of strategy, then it might backfire on them. That's why. And considering that Jadeja might get more purchase on day 3.
But
That's
day
where-
3 when? Because if they use a roller, 1.5 hour, you may.
I don't think they're using the heavy roller.
They have to use. Koi roller, so they will use. No,
The
you
light
saw-
roller, I think they'll maintain the status.
And light roller, you saw how much time it took. It took about an hour and a half. So even if you take away a little bit of time, saying okay, a little bit use pitch, 1 hour. 1 hour if they go hell for leather and don't lose more than 2-3 wickets, I think they'll take that. So I think 130 is a bit of a this thing. Although I do agree with you in saying that they can collapse for under 200. That's a very big possibility.
Under 200.
No, they can collapse for under 200.
Under
so
200.
they can get. I'm not saying 130, but 170, 180 is very much a possibility.
Which means
still gives you a
225,
target.
230.
No, that's still a tricky target. That is still a tricky target.
It is.
But I don't put it past India to chase it down. They can. Okay, let's go. Divyank says, good recovery from where we were. Now need
Something.
something magical from Ashwin and co. That's a good point he raises there. Need Rod Tucker's umpire's call. What an upgrade.
Jurel is over KSB.
Yes, absolutely.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Wholeheartedly.
Agree with all his points. Sukrit Savaria says, guys, curious, how can pitch and impact in line be umpire's
We
call?
were debating this ourselves couple of
Exactly,
days
we
back.
were talking about it. Also, given England's strategy, would drying out runs be a good strategy? Sukrit, we discussed that yesterday, not on air, but off air, and I was telling my 2 colleagues in Siddharth and Shane that how can you have an umpire's call in pitching as well as in impact? Because umpire's call in hitting can be understood because that's a projection.
Yeah.
So the technology is being used to kind of figure out where it may land. So that's still guesswork. The pitching is, it's pitched so you can see it, and hitting, it's hit so you can see it. There should be no umpire's call. It's either hitting or pitching in line.
Impact.
That's it.
Impact.
That's
Impact
what.
and even pitching.
Pitching
How,
as
how
well.
is, can pitching be
has to be
umpired?
100%.
Yeah, but
Even
even
impact,
there is an
impact is
umpire's call.
hitting. There's no projection.
Impact.
What is visible
not?
to the naked eye is the
But
pitching.
by the way, the ball is already hit. So you're not.
There's no
projecting
projection.
it.
It's a clear
It's
cut.
hit.
It's hit.
So it's either hit in
Impact.
line or not.
Impact and pitching. These are 2 things that you okay. The impact is here. Okay, pitching is right there. No need for an umpire's call on that. Hitting, because see, it's for LBW, it's a projection. So at 0.5%, you need that technology for it. But for pitching and impact, I don't think you need it.
Sukrit, good point. We discussed that yesterday. Pranit Datta.
Now I know Kuldeep was selected for his batting.
Hey, Pranit, very mean. Kuldeep, the bowler, has been very good in this series.
And I dare say very underused at times by his own captain. So
Yeah.
it's forever a mystery why he doesn't bring him in quicker.
But I guess maybe now this inning, Kuldeep will be far more needed for the Indian team and far more successful for India. Hoping for that.
As he was in the previous test match.
Yeah, because see again, right now what is troubling batters we mentioned earlier as well is just the crack and the uneven bounce. Not so much turn is not coming. But let's go to the point where pitches will start turning. No, that rough areas will start emerging. That pitch will start to tire out, and when the ball will start gripping, and then it'll turn. That's where Kuldeep comes into his own. That's what Kuldeep requires. He doesn't require cracks for that bounce. He requires a bit of grip from the pitch, which will naturally also happen with natural wear and tear. So day 3 today. If they bat day 4, I don't know England, then he'd be used.
Yep.
Okay.
Shubham Garg says that if Bharat was playing, England would have batted last night. Being a bit mean.
Getting a lot of hate, KS Bharat.
The question I asked is answered. Not he, Shubham. Thomas de Cruz. Can't believe we wasted so many matches on KS Bharat.
He's trending on Sports Today also, no? Not just on social platforms, even here. So many mentions.
I mean, see, Bharat got very bad pitches to bat on at the start. BGT.
BGT, yaar.
And okay, that World Test Championship, yes, he got a good pitch, he didn't capitalize on it. And he got 2 matches here on very good pitches, but didn't capitalize.
Hyderabad and Vizag. Could have actually done more.
Could have done more.
Okay. Pranit Datta again. Hope Kuldeep gets too early.
Bowl early and bowl more.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We hope so.
Okay. Siddharth, तुम्हारे मुंह में घी शक्कर, he says, because you were predicted an England collapse.
England collapse. I mean, I'm hopeful of that because see, it is not beyond.
How will he send the ghee and shakkar, or do we have to procure it and give it to
Well,
you?
we've got eggs here, you know that.
Pranit, can you send the address to Pranit? He can send it to
Yeah, sure. Ghee shakkar, I will give it to you once that happens. Once the test match
No,
happens.
he'll give it to you. Why would you give it to him?
The address.
Oh, the address. No, you'll give him ghee shakkar. That's some next level. I mean,
you can Google.
actually, yeah, our address is
you can Google.
publicly available. So
Yes.
not a big revelation, really.
Yeah. But don't use that address to come and bash him up, all you Virat Kohli fans, when he says things.
Or
Any
any
Or
fans.
Dhoni fans.
Or Dhoni
Or
fans.
any fans.
or Rohit fans.
Or RCB fans.
Yeah.
They might be standing outside the gate looking at you entering. When you come in your cab. They'll see you
Possible.
get
With dandas, with bats, with hockey sticks, everything.
Okay.
Indian fan, then
Then also I'll get all the hate.
Shubham Garg once again says you should get the data of what percentage of umpires' calls are given out when team has reviews left. It's possible umpires are biased when team has reviews left.
Okay, interesting. Interesting what he's saying. I mean, that'll be a lot of data mining that we'll have to do. But
Last point is a very sweeping statement that he's
But
made.
it's
no, he's saying, I mean, I know it's a hypothesis, but if there is merit in that, data could show us, if we sit down to look, that when, though if top of my head, I'm not looking at data, top of my head, I don't think it influences umpire's decision, whether you've got reviews left or not. But he's saying maybe when reviews are left, they are probably more reluctant to give out. When reviews aren't, then they are. I think that's what he's
Basically, what he means is they'll give a slightly on the knife edge decision if they know the other team has reviews left and can get it overturned.
Yeah. I doubt they're doing it at that. I can't remember any sort of trend like that. But again, we'll have to look at data to see if that's.
But that
Yeah.
would be too much of data mining. I mean,
Yeah,
from when
that's what I said.
Yeah, I mean, if
No, but because a lot of them will be not wickets or don't end up in wickets. So for us to procure that, if it was only wickets through DRS, maybe even.
and
then
DRS also undergone some changes. I mean, you
Yeah.
remember
No, you could look at it like you don't have to be forever. You could
Last
just be looked
3-4
at last
years.
1 year or last 2 years.
Even 1 year would be a lot. 3-4 years.
No, 1
You
year.
may as well be sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sukrit Sarvaria again, he says, missing the aggression. Our coach was a defensive captain too. Not true, by the way, Sukrit. Not true, by the way.
Yep.
People
We
conflate
should-
his batting with his.
Correct. We should have won last match. By the way, one of his biggest decision, that's what I said. He batted like that, so you're saying, in fact, he was one of your most successful test captains.
Yes.
He was. He won that series in West Indies that
And
travelled for those.
The
England.
only captain in this era to win in England.
England, yes, that's correct. So he wasn't a defender. One of his biggest controversial decision came as captain when in Multan. That was a very aggressive step he took. Most others would just sit back. He did baseball when baseball wasn't even heard at that time by taking that call. So that's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true. Also, let's. Also, a lot of the decisions I don't understand, why are they always pinned down on the coach? I mean, a lot of times it is the captain who does take that decision, and rightly so.
Yeah.
It is the prerogative of the captain to be taking a lot of decision, not the coach. And if you're saying the coach is doing everything, you think Rohit Sharma is a weak captain that he allows the coach to do everything? I don't think so. I think he's a quite good captain, Rohit there. And our supers need grammar lessons, whoever put those out. Anyway, I got distracted looking at that horrendous super that we had. Okay, what was this question? We shouldn't have won last match in England. We should have won last match in England in 2011. Thoughts? Playing a
gritty Aksar over Patidar.
See, in hindsight, it looks.
But we all said back Patidar. Said back Patidar.
At the start of the test match, even I would have wanted Patidar. Maybe now what happens with Patidar, we don't know after this test match. But yeah, now it looks like playing Akshar would have been the right thing. Pranit says, I will courier it from Nagaland where I live. Pranit, you live in Nagaland. Wow.
What a
Please
place.
do.
Yep.
Have you been there?
I want to.
Shubham
Garg.
He's asking me to ask my friends at my earlier workplace. They can easily do this with a simple script. Looking at commentaries for the last 3-4 matches, though, even we can do.
No, that even we could do.
We'll do it, don't worry. Shubham, we'll try and do it for you.
Yep.
But I thought you wanted it for like
a year, 6 months.
6 months.
That would have been a lot.
Yep. Okay, let's take comments. Fit Monk is saying Sarfraz and Jaiswal are good, but Jurel looks like a real deal. That's true.
True indeed.
Son of a soldier, making his father and whole nation proud. No, I think he is a son of a teacher, wasn't he?
No. His father was in the army.
Okay. So many debutants.
Yeah.
Akashdeep was a government servant, I think. He worked in the post office.
I think so.
Akashdeep's dad.
In
Yeah.
fact, his dad wanted him to not take up cricket because not a safe option. Let's say he would in fact fill forms for him for government jobs, which he would just go and give empty transcripts for. He was never really serious about those government jobs.
Okay. Akhil has an interesting comment. He said, because all of you have predicted against India, so now India will surely win. I hope we had such powers, and if we do, then great. Then we'll predict even purposely say things against India so that they win. Guess what? Ashwin is starting.
Yes.
That's an aggressive move.
That is
Yep.
indeed.
With the
Because you know why? Just as we preempted England will be attacking first session, utilize the new ball, good condition. They said, let's bring on. Good thinking.
Yep.
Good aggressive thinking.
Let's see if it happens. If Ashwin's turnaround happens now.
First over wicket.
Could be because again you have a Ben Duckett who's been a bit of a bunny for Ashwin in recent years.
Yeah.
And interestingly, Zach Rowley was taking strikes. So.
Sir, there is a question from Facebook.
Mhm.
Satish Swaminathan.
Satish Swaminathan asks us from Facebook. Okay.
Do we have a new Chinna Thala Dhoni for India now?
Is he your Chinna Thala?
Too soon.
Too soon.
Plus, they won't accord him that unless he goes and plays for CSK.
CSK, yeah.
They have reserved the right
Yep.
over that name. So it has only gone to a Dhoni, to a Raina, to a Jadeja.
Yeah.
They haven't allowed anyone else to use it. We shall change that.
Chinnathala is not.
We believe
Jadeja
in a
anymore.
democracy.
He's
Because we live in a democracy. Am I right, Shivam? We live in a democracy. We change that.
Let's see.
Even players from North will be allowed to use that
Thala.
Thala.
They can. Who's
But yeah,
stopping
too
them?
early.
Too early.
Way too early.
Way too early, indeed.
Thank you, Satish Swaminathan, for sending us your question on Facebook as
Okay.
well, because we're live on all platforms.
So Duckett is on strike now. Can the
Against Ashwin.
That will be interesting.
Also, I think one of the reasons they went with Ashwin is because he has, I think, 9 5-wicket hauls in the third innings of a test match in India. He does tend to take wickets in this particular phase of a game.
Yep. By the way, see, he's going to play if he gets selected 100 test match in Dharamshala.
Of course, he'll get selected. What do you mean?
Yeah, 100 and yeah.
So
He and Bairstow. Bairstow is also playing.
that is a damning indictment, man.
Yeah.
How is it that
Of
both
Test
of them
cricket.
in India? Because England really do play a lot of test cricket. That a no-hoper like Bairstow can get 100 tests. And Ashwin is just completing 100 at the back end of his career.
I know. Bears to 100 tests. Can you believe it?
I know.
Yeah.
Very, very weird.
Chalo, okay. See you guys. Take care. The game started. We want to be watching it.
Yep.
Ooh, Ash bowling rather well, but allowing 2 singles. See you. Tea time. Take care. Bye bye. Akash Bardha has a prediction 102 for 4.
Which means 148 for 4.
Bye bye.
Bye.